Ayup Woodlanders, we meet again here in the woodland. Today we've got a spot of branch logging. You've not seen the branch logger before. That's this thing here. It chops up branches into little logs. That's why it's called a branch logger. Help me. We've just had a really interesting morning with Ed from the National Forest. Part of his role recently has been to sort out the Woodsure programme, which is all about selling wood as firewood in an accredited scheme where you sell wood that has a low moisture content ready for burning. So it's ready to burn scheme. Tested all the logs, perhaps not every log, but tested the logs for moisture content. He's happy, I'm happy. Hopefully we shall be accredited within the next 2 to 3 weeks or so, which means then we can start selling firewood, albeit in small quantities, in bags. Ideal for sort of the weekend firewood person. And grab a bag of logs, take it home, and it's ready to fire up straight away. So I'm happy with that. And also talked about what the National Forest are doing as part of their educational sector to encourage and inspire young people into the woodland sector for industry and business and work in the future. And I'm just very encouraged to hear that the National Forest have actually got an education officer now this summer who is actively looking to enter schools, work with schools to see how they can help the young minds to see there's a whole world of employment, careers, enjoyment, all in woodlands and the various aspects of woodlands and their management and the ecology and conservation and all that, and craft. Oh, amazing. So I'm just really encouraged to see that they've got somebody now who is going to do that, and I even put my name forward if they want to work along with that, because I did have a little teeny rant at the APF when I chatted to Ian and a few others in this group about what I thought the National Forest should be doing, and I didn't think they were doing it. But I'm very glad I've chatted with Ed, because it helps me to know that it's all in place. Now, for saying I only had really about 3 hours, it's not gone too bad. We've got 3 pages filled, so we've still got a fair bit of brash to go at, but I'm hoping to try and chip some of it, because I want to be able to use the chip as mulch when we do the planting. But I've had enough. I'm absolutely desperate for a drink. It's time for my tea, so I'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon. I have had a mad couple of days really. What with the rain again putting me behind and getting soaked. Yesterday I was on this job, so there was a couple of oak trees down there, little silver birch just next to me, and that bit of a monster there which on camera looks about the size of a £1 coin, but in reality it's bigger than my guide bar on my chainsaw. And the reason I've cut them, which looks like a dreadful waste of timber, they wanted them cut at around about waist height, is because at some point in the future they'll be coming up with a JCB and using the back actor to rip the stumps out, and they wanted something with just give them a bit of leverage. Monday night was an interesting one. I connected up to a Zoom call that Heartwood Woodland Community Group had set up. They had an intern, I think from Derby University, who sort of temporarily joined their group for a study all to do with biochar. We had a really interesting sort of presentation done by Sophia. The basic conclusions in all her research was, by and large, biochar is definitely a way of locking up charcoal and giving it long-term storage. Whereas if you just left the branch wood on the floor, that carbon would be released into the atmosphere maybe in as little as sort of 15-20 years. So all in, it was a really interesting little presentation that affirmed what I thought I already knew, but it was just nice to know that somebody had done some extensive research as part of their, I think she's doing a zoology degree. You might remember recently I had to swap my van over, and I've been trying to do the laborious job of trying to convert this over to a van again, kind of. So there was the 7 seats which was here, I had to rip them out, and then there was another set of seats further down, 3 across, but I've managed to get 2 seats out and keep 1 seat in, so it's still a 3-seater. But I've had a bit of a nightmare in how to fit everything in, because I've lost that chair space. So I spend weekend after weekend trying to sort this out, but I think I'm about there now. I can't fit everything in I want, but I think I've got everything I need. I'm sure you weren't interested in that, but I just thought I'd start to tell you what I've been up to. Good morning. It's a very frosty start this morning. It's not our first frost this autumn, but it's one of the most biting at the moment. Made me have a dribbly nose. We're on extraction again today. I wasn't going to do it because we had so much rain early in the week. Yesterday was really dry. The frost has convinced me, let's just go ahead and do it. I think it will make a little bit of a mess further down. I've got my brother-in-law coming, I've got my sister coming, and I've got Karen coming. So between us, I'm sort of hoping that we can get it all done. We're going to stack our timber in this area. So we've got a little bit in there, some in there, some in there, some in there. Last night, oh boy, it was my first ever experience of watching the Northern Lights. But when you do a long exposure on the camera, that's when you see the colours. Anyway, we managed to get some pictures, but I hope you saw it. If not, hope you do some one day, because it's one of those sort of tick off the list things. I've seen that with my own eyes, and I thought it was rather spectacular. Got myself a new hat this morning. What do you think? Do you like the sport and the new look? I like the orange colour. Anyway, enough of my stupidity. Let me just change this board drawbar. Another thing I'll show you just before I get on with some real work is my timber haul from yesterday. So me and my brother, we decided we wanted to try and bring some of the big logs up for the sawmill. We've got some big silver birch. That might be firewood because it's not very long, but that one and that one are excellent for the sawmill. This one's got a lot of knots in it, but you see the sapwood is this bit here. That's no good, but that is all heartwood, and that's about 9 inches across, only getting bigger all the way down. And then we've got that one, that's about 6 or 7 inches, and then we've got this one, that's about 8 or 9 inches across, and then that piece of oak is about 12 inch across, probably even a bit more that way. Not a bad little stack. I tell you what, it did make us puff and grunt a little bit.
I've got some cherry to mill, some ash to mill, I've got some more ash to mill, got some sweet chestnut to mill, and there's also some more cherry in there to mill, and there's a bit of rowan in there somewhere on the floor.
I've been meaning to do a sawmill day. I think it's going to end up probably be 2 or 3 days on the sawmill, and we'll get that planked up. Now, something like that, 10 or 11, making some ruts. So Karen's busy trying to get some branch lines into the ruts, so it doesn't make a complete mess. I can't quite believe it, but I've managed to get everything up except Ian's poles and a couple of bits for the sawmill. So we've got logs
here, and here.
but I'm glad that's done. We haven't made too much of a mess. I'll quickly show you this one. I've got 2 mins. So it's a bit squishy just here, but we've not got ruts, which is the important thing. And then it was starting to get really slimy out here, and we thought, oh no, let's get some branch loggins, because they seem to work better than wood chip. It makes great tracks. I never thought of that. In fact, this could be the answer to a lot of these rutting problems. Branch loggins. So I've just got to get some firewood for home, because we are in full scale burning now. And today's Friday, so I'll see you next week. I was going to say good morning, but it doesn't feel good to me. It's raining again. We had rain on Saturday again, so I'm glad I did my extraction on Friday, as it seems the farmers are absolutely crying around here because they can't get on and do the drilling. It is pretty miserable now. I'm not enjoying this early start to autumn. I was hoping for not a repeat of last year, but basically we've got exactly the same. A very wet start to the cutting season. Anyway, misery aside, so today we've got to get the chipping done. This job, I'm hoping to try and get it done in a day. If I don't get it done in a day, I'm going to be crying even more tomorrow. We'll buzz off down there, drop the trail off, then we've got to come back up the woods and put the chipper on. I didn't honestly think I would ever get that finished, but we are done, and it's not quite dark, so that's good. Got a trailer full of wood chip, a few stray logs on top, just making our way up to our woodland now, and then we can deposit the trailer. So I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is meant to be more wood chipping. It's not meant to be raining, so I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. We're all hitched up, ready to go off wood chipping again this morning. My goal is to try and get everything wood chipped, put it into baskets ready for planting season so we can put the wood chip round the plants. We've made it. We had a slight technical hitch with the shear pin just down there. That snapped. Put a new one of them in, but I've got no spanners, so I had to just do it finger tight. And we had a couple of bits where I think the belt was starting to slip. And also, we have lost our flaps. Flaps away. which is a shame. These were put on new when I bought it. The guy put some on, but I think these are replicas. So we've lost about 4 of them. That's the way it goes. I wear a face mask anyway, so it's not the worst thing. It's the odd bit that fires out back at you. You certainly couldn't do without a face mask. Anyway, we're waffling. So I thought Tooltip Tuesday, I haven't done one of these for a while, and I normally concentrate on hand tools. But as a Tooltip Tuesday, if you're looking for a wood chipper that goes on the back of a compact tractor, I honestly don't think you can get much better than the little Bremex CS100. It has been brilliant. The amount of wood chip this did yesterday was insane. And he's done a fair old bit today, maybe 5 cubic metres today. And this ash is rock hard. It's been hard work. My fingers have vibrated to death. Because it's gone dry and hard, it bounces in this thing, it doesn't go through. When it's green, it just batters through it. Good morning. You know when you think you've pressed record? Oh, you sit there jabbering to yourself about all your misery and no one's listening because no one's recording. Anyway, you missed all of the action, so I'm on the branch logger this morning. I've already smashed my fingers because I didn't put the ratchet strap on in the lowering process, so this thing walloped over. That hurt. Then, which I was just talking to you about when I realised the camera wasn't working, then the ratchet strap handle has just hit me on the hand right there, which really hurts. And it's all to do with this stupid cog here, and what it does, you can get it to jump lock, and it shouldn't do that. It should lock in like that. You can get it to jump the teeth. So something else on the remet branch logger that isn't very well designed. So we're just trying to tick off the last few jobs before coppicing commences. And one of these being branch logging. Excuse me, having a breakfast coming back. When I cut last year's hazel, all of the stuff that gets left over from the coppice cut, weaving rods that don't get used, I reuse all of those. But this year I think what I'm going to do is try and separate them and have them as kindling. The job ticked off the list. All I've got to do is get my rake and go and spread some of this out, because you can see where the tractor's starting to make a bit of a mess, and I'm hoping to drag that down into those gaps, possibly drag a little bit up as well. So we'll get rid of the branch logger, put on the log trailer and a rake, get the rest of that timber out. Slimy. Yuck. Now getting timber out is an awful lot of hard work, but I do find it immensely satisfying to know each bit of timber has a use product and sort of dignifies the timber. I have these weird ideas. Everything up on the bottom end, or one lot of charcoal wood that I've left about 2 years ago, and the easiest way of getting that back together I think will be with my tub trailer. It's amazing using the 2 trailers on the same day, the difference between the 2. With this one having the fat tyres and dual wheels, it's amazing how much less mess it makes. I am glad this is the last run. So we've got them couple of piles just over there. We'll get them out, and that is me done. Tomorrow is another tree job that I didn't really anticipate, but we're going to do it. Me and my brother have got a job that he goes to where the cherry trees fell over. We've got to cross cut it all up. There might be a log in it for me, so that's tomorrow's job. See you there. Afternoon again. Just popped up the woodland, trying to sort out some charcoal. Had an order from Masses, which is great news, which I was talking about the other day, but just managed to get all that bagged up. I'm going to drop that off at Masses. That's me done up here for the woodland today. See you tomorrow. Good morning. So this is the monster cherry tree. There is quite a bit of soaring in that. Wow. It's a good 3 foot across at that bit, but I don't think that'll be as much use to me. But we might be able to have a bit of that there, a couple of bits of that for the sawmill. Nice bit of solar flare coming through the trees as well. Did you see the northern lights the other night? No, how this story ends. Morning. Today is the last time I've got to cut the field for this year. You'll find a way. Live your truth and good will come to you. Home, sweet home. Home, sweet home. All finished. We've managed to get it done in record time today. I don't know why. We've not had any breakdowns, which is remarkable. Right, just got to go around the edges now with the brush cutter, and then we are done. I've also got me up to the toilet because I'm busted. Good morning. Crack a dawn this morning because I've just got a couple of charcoal boxes and bags to sort out for a bit of an order. The chap was asking also about firewood. Now I've not really finalised how I'm going to sell it yet. I don't really want to do it in net sacks because I've got this thing about the whole single-use plastic thing, and net sacks fit exactly that. I've done polypropylene bags before with the idea that, well, at least you can sort of reuse them. They still end up in the bin. So I had this brainwave. Maybe I should use some sort of bag that's already out there that people understand and that they can exchange with me when they come to pick up some logs. So that's the idea at the moment. I don't really know whether that's going to work because my ideas don't seem to fit the market. You know those bags you buy at a supermarket, and those super heavy duty polypropylene bags? The idea is they call them bag for life, most places do, and they're pretty much a standard size, fairly standard, around about 30 litres. Then what people can do is bring their bag for life. I'll give them a bag of logs in a bag for life, and we just do a whole bag exchange. And you may have noticed it is raining again. It's absolute stair rods overnight. Without going into a whole mega rant Mardy about the rain, this is basically a repeat of last winter. And if you don't work in the outdoor sector, you might think that's only rain, it'll dry up tomorrow. Well, the weather dries up, but the ground doesn't, and that's the frustration. Is it just makes working in it, trying to get timber out in it, walking in it, you can't get your vehicle close. So if you in any way can support somebody who works in the outdoor field this winter by buying their products rather than buying mainstream tat, please do, because it's going to be a hard slog this winter. Enough of my misery and telling you what you should do and shouldn't do. That's going to be the end of this woodlog. If you're able to, try and enjoy the woodlands this autumn. I'll see you on the next one. And remember, dreams don't work unless you do.